Okay, so we need to talk. No, really. It's about our relationship with white rice and white bread and all those other super simple carbs. I get it, they're soft, they're comforting, they're just easy. But what if that easy relationship is actually holding you back? It might just be time for a breakup.
So let's just ask the big question right up front. The source material for this explainer has this fantastic nickname for refined grains, the silly sweet girl of the food world. You know the type, familiar, easygoing, but that sweetness, it definitely comes at a cost. Today, we're going to dig into why your body might be craving a more, let's say, mature and substantial partner.
All right, here's the game plan. First, we're going to say our official goodbyes. Then we'll get into the whole empty shell problem, what's really going on there. After that, it gets fun. We'll meet the whole grain family, see the incredible transformation your body can go through, and then I'll give you a super simple plan for a painless transition. Ready? Let's start with that goodbye.
Section 1. Saying goodbye. Okay, let's make it official. It is time to consciously uncouple from those refined grains. Now, this isn't about deprivation or restriction at all. Think of it more like an upgrade. You're graduating from a high school crush to a real, fulfilling, long-term relationship.
Check this out. This slide really frames the whole choice perfectly. On one side, you've got your refined grains, the silly sweet girl, predictable, simple. But on the other side, you've got whole grains, the mature uncle or goddess. They've got depth, they've got character, and honestly, they bring so much more to the table for your long-term health.
And that leads us right into Section 2, the empty shell problem. So what's the big deal, really? Well, it all boils down to this one core concept. With refined grains, you're getting the idea of food, but you're missing almost all of the actual substance. And this analogy just nails it. Imagine a whole grain is like a rich air. It's got armor, that's the bran, packed with fiber. It's got a brain, that's the germ, full of vitamins and minerals. And yeah, it's got cash, that's the endosperm, pore starch, and energy. But during processing, just to get that smoother texture for white rice, the armor and the brain are literally thrown away. All that's left is the cash, just empty calories. So what happens when you're only eating the cash? Well, you get on the blood sugar roller coaster. That rush of simple starch hits your system, your blood sugar goes through the roof, and then, just as fast, it comes crashing down. And that crash, it leaves you tired, foggy, and hungry again just a couple of hours later. It's a really vicious cycle. Okay, enough doom and gloom about the breakup. Let's move on to the exciting part. Section 3, meet the whole grain family. This isn't just one boring alternative, you guys. The whole grain world is a huge, diverse, and seriously charismatic family just waiting for you to get to know them. So let's check out a few of these profiles. First up, you've got brown rice. He's the steady, reliable big brother, always there for you with long-lasting energy. Then there's oats, the breakfast superstar, basically a scavenger for your blood vessels. Of course, you know quinoa, the trendy supermodel of the grain world, who also happens to be a complete protein. And don't sleep on buckwheat, the tough, low-key master that helps protect your circulatory system. See, there's a personality for every palate.
Now, Section 4 is where the magic happens. We're talking about your body's magical transformation. What actually happens when you make the switch? Let's call it the post-breakup glow-up. And seriously, if you just replace half of your refined grains with whole grains, your body starts this amazing internal renovation. And the very first change you're probably going to notice is, well, let's just say it's a surprise moment in the bathroom. The source puts it pretty bluntly, and you know what? It's one of the most immediate and frankly satisfying benefits there is.
So why does that happen? It's because the massive amount of fiber in whole grains acts like thousands of tiny little brooms, just sweeping through your entire digestive tract. They clean everything out, they improve regularity, and they give you this feeling of lightness that is just so hard to beat.
Hey, remember that blood sugar roller coaster we talked about? Well, get ready for what I call the 3 p.m. awakening miracle. Instead of crashing into that post-lunch coma, the slow-release energy from whole grains keeps you sharp and focused all afternoon long. No third cup of coffee needed.
Let's be really clear here. That sleepy, brain-fogged feeling in the afternoon, that is not a mandatory part of your day. It's a blood sugar crash, and it's caused by those empty shell grains. Whole grains are the antidote. They provide this smooth, steady stream of fuel that powers your brain and your body and prevents that crash completely.
All right, now for a benefit you probably weren't expecting. Clearer skin. The source calls this the built-in filter effect, and when you think about it, it makes total sense. A happy gut and stable blood sugar have a direct, visible impact on your skin's health.
And here's the quick science behind it. Whole grains are absolutely loaded with B vitamins, which are crucial for regulating oil production. So when your internal systems are all running smoothly and your blood sugar is stable, it shows on the outside. We're talking less oiliness, fewer breakouts. It's basically skincare from the inside out. And yeah, it's probably more effective than that crazy expensive serum you've been eyeing.
So now for the final and maybe most important section, how to start your painless transition. Because I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but brown rice tastes like cardboard and I just don't have the time. I hear you. But don't worry, this is not about a painful overnight divorce. We're going for a gentle, easy transition. And here's exactly how you do it.
The strategy is so simple. Stage 1 is disguise. Just mix like a quarter cup of ground rice or oats into your regular white rice. Your brain will barely even notice, I promise. Stage 2, add color. Move up to a half and half mix and throw in some beautiful purple or black rice to make it look awesome. Then stage 3 is bold substitution. Start swapping out other things, white toast for whole wheat, or hey, even potato chips for plain popcorn, which is an amazing whole grain snack. And to bust that myth that whole grains are hard to cook, here are a few simple secrets. The biggest game changer for brown rice? Just soak it for a couple of hours first. For quinoa, let it sit in steam off the heat for 10 minutes to get that perfect fluffy bloom. And for whole wheat pasta, seriously, just cook it a minute or two longer than the box says. These tiny little fixes make a world of difference.
Okay, let's just tackle the biggest objections head on. It's too expensive. Not really. It's so much more filling that you'll find you naturally eat less of it. It causes indigestion. Well, yeah, it can, if you forget to drink enough water. Fiber needs water to do its job. And, my favorite, it tastes like dirt. Come on, you just haven't learned to appreciate its deep, unique, nutty aroma that refined grains are totally missing.
Look, when it comes right down to it, it's all about this powerful idea. Your body is a precision machine. And if you give that machine high-quality fuel, like whole grains, it's going to perform better and take you so much farther. If you keep giving it low-quality fuel, well, you know how that story ends.
And remember, this is not about being perfect. It's not about throwing everything out of your pantry tomorrow. It's about starting small. It's about adding just one handful of oats to your rice tonight. So what do you say? Are you ready to begin that gentle farewell and start a healthier, way more fulfilling relationship with your food?